And there's the supply chain problem. That's a big one. You know, my publisher, Penguin, told me a week and a half ago, we were talking about putting out a 2-volume set of my last 2 books, which I would really like to do. They're going to do that in Great Britain. I think that people would turn to it as a gift for graduations and so on. That would be a nice set for that. They told me they can't get paper. This is Penguin Random House, right? And it's paper. Paper isn't that complex, given how complex everything is. The fact that there are paper shortages, that's a big deal. I was in a Mazda dealership in Canada a couple of months ago now. They had 1 car. 1 isn't very many cars. You know, and so we have no idea what the supply line crunch is going to produce in terms of economic catastrophe.
Seriously, though.
And then the next issue is, well, how about all the money we've been printing? You know, we've already seen that produce a massive bubble expansion in housing prices. That's being driven by other factors.
Yep.
How do we know that's not worse than the pandemic? You know, it could easily be. I'm not saying that it is, because I don't know, but that's the issue. I don't know. And this is partly why this mad rush to impose top-down solutions to complex problems, this is in some sense what makes me a conservative insofar as I am. You know, we have just-in-time supply now, right? And you think about how efficient an economy has to be to rely on just-in-time supply. So it used to be that if you ran an industry, and maybe you're making, you're a car manufacturer, you have a warehouse full of parts, but the parts are just sitting there, and so that's like money invested that's not accruing any interest. It's a cost, and you have to store it. That's cost. And so that's an expense. And so maybe you want to just have your part supplier supply the parts exactly when you need them. And then maybe the part supplier has to get the metal just exactly when they need it, and so on, all the way down to the miners. And maybe that's in China. Then you think there's 30 steps there, and every bloody thing has to work absolutely perfectly on time for that to work at all. And then you throw a lockdown into that. It's like, well, you've never run a business. You have no idea how complicated things are. You think electricity comes out of plug-ins in the wall. You know, that's not a complicated problem. You just put the plug in and there's the electricity. And you muck things up in 50 different directions, and that's what we've done. And God only knows what we've done.